Hello and welcome back to the Tubs, where you're watching England win the World Cup. The first game that they have played against Afghanistan at Perth Stadium in a World Cup. This is, of course, powered by Cred. Cred paydays are bringing insane rewards during this World Cup, just like Sam Perry, England's fielders, bringing insane rewards to their bowlers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Earnest. Oh, different tone to last night. I
don't remember last night.
Last night was, just to remind you and those who did or didn't watch it, you said that if you used Cred, you actually could pay for the rectal examination that New Zealand applied to all Australians.
That's right.
I have a burning anus.
That's right. Yeah. I haven't been able to sit down in weeks, even though that was last night. Hey, Afghanistan made 112 all out, and England knocked that over 5 down off 18.1. The first thing I do want to talk about, Pez, England's fucking insane catching. Not just insane catching, mate, fucking insane catching.
Okay.
And it kind of all started, I don't want to fully commit to that idea.
Well, you're a man, and if you sort of fully commit, you're liable to be exploited emotionally.
Now, we saw an unbelievable catch last night from G. Phillips. Last night we saw one from L. Livingston in the boundary off the bowling of Stokes, just behind point there. Mate, that was a fucking screamer. I think Phillips' one was a little bit better, though. There was so many good catches. Moeen Ali took a really good catch. Adil Rashid took a really good catch.
Right.
Chris Wokes caught and bowled. Yeah. And Butler down the leg side. Some of the execution of skill in this catching was fucking unbelievable scenes.
Yeah, and more than that, when a team's catching well, that's always a sign, isn't it?
Of them catching well?
Yeah, that's right. It just means they're good at catching.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. No more than no less. No. In this era of data, etc., we're always looking for little edges. And when old people want to make comments on cricket, they're looking at fielding. Fielding's always the sign.
It's a marker.
That's right. When guys walk into work, it's always the way they stepped off the bus. You step off the bus and I say, it's going to be a good day today.
Oh, okay, yeah. There was just something. There was something in the bus on the way to the ground.
That's right. I saw something in his gait as he walked off the bus, as he strode onto the ground.
Usually he's quite hippie, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. I know who he is.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll figure it out.
Busman.
Mate, I want to make a comment about Livingston's catch. So Phillips's last night was just exhilarating pace to get to the ball, then full length to control your body like that.
It was symmetry too.
That's right. Now Livingston's one I do think Phillips's catch was harder because we need to rank all catches and what that means for us in society generally. But I want to make a comment about Livingston's catches. When it goes behind point like that, it's always going away from you, obviously, as well. But I just sort of noticed that when it gets to maybe about sort of 7-8 meters from the ground, it then sort of stops spinning and it just drops on you. And I noticed that in the replay with Livingston's catch. And then to control your body again, obviously with anything in most sports, but especially cricket, stable base, and it's included in catching, right? And when you're moving that quickly, to keep your head still and your body in sync with the movement of the ball is one of the fucking hardest things you can do. So to take a catch like that, both hands on it, both of them were fucking great grabs. I don't know, man. I'm looking at this game and I think, okay, it's only Afghanistan. But England fucking executed their skills. They were magnificent last night. And the catching, there were 5 screamers last night.
I think it's very clear that I think that's right, out in the circuit afterwards as well. Right, talking about something else there, but I think it's very clear that it's a New Zealand-England final. I think everyone can pack up and go home.
Well, I've seen enough.
Yeah, I've seen enough. 2 teams played well at the start of the tournament.
I can't see any other teams making it this far.
I know who the finalists are already.
I always think the West Indies can do something in a tournament, though, in tournament play.
That's right. Nearly knocked Australia off. That's interesting. Yeah, no, they did catch well. Now we're going to talk about the batting later. I wasn't sure the batting was great, but and look, they were supported as well. Now we're going to come to Sam Curran. Mark Wood bowled. I believe that this is supported by data, but it is the fastest bowling in any T20 World Cup in terms of consistency. So not one delivery below 140 k's an hour or 87 mile an hour in the old money. So yeah, pretty sharp. And on top of that, he's going for run-outs with his foot. He's shouting Shearer. I don't know what that means as an Aussie. He obviously has visited old Sydney town. He just he's obviously just
he's a sheep shearer.
He's talking about applying haircuts to sheep. I don't understand what that's got to do.
Yeah, I don't
maybe
really
it's
get
the leather,
that.
but yeah, he's mixed it up with cows. I don't know.
I tell you what, the amount of blokes I saw wearing R.M. Williams sheep shearing and then just wheeling away with the arm in the air like that.
Well,
there's a niche crossover right there. Another catch I salivate over fielding, mate.
But catching.
Adil Rashid's catch running over his head, that was off Stokes' bowling. That was Zadran who he caught. When it's going over your head like that, and he ended up catching it with like his elbows are almost locked out. That's how far away. But that is so. I'm gonna say it's a little bit lucky, but I mean he gets himself in a position to get lucky. But like when your arms are like locked like that to catch the ball, you're so out of control with where that ball lands then, and the softness. You can't really give anything in your wrists like that. You know what I mean? That's just another fucking great grab. I don't know. I mean,
everything's coming up at Adil Rashid. I mean, he was in, as we know on the show, he was in an intellectual battle with Reece Topley over whether Australia was a continent or not. Yeah. He was correct about that.
He was correct.
Now he's taking hard catches. Everything's coming up at Adil Rashid.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I guess we're always trying to find context in literally every game we play, but there was just so much talk before this tournament about like, well, Australia were the favourites. Geez, they lost a lot of games, and I'm looking at England. They've won a lot of series away from home, and they've got some really good players, and then they execute the skills like that in the first game. Take Afghanistan, or what you as a individual watching the sport might think of that team, in terms of being competitive. What they're doing on the field in controlling the things that they control, they are fucking miles ahead of what I've seen from the team that we support. Anyway, so they've won the World Cup, so good luck to them. Let's get into the second thing, Pez. I just want to ask you, do you think Sam Curran is the greatest player to ever play the sport?
Yeah. He played third grade in Australia.
He started in threes.
Let's be clear about that.
Let's be clear.
I do think he's the greatest to have played the code. What does he finish with here? It's the best ever figures for a man who plays for England.
Yes.
In a World Cup.
No,
it's ever.
First FIFA. That's what Nas was saying, commentary. First FIFA.
In a World Cup.
For ODIs for men's.
It must be T20s. I mean,
in T20s.
First FIFA. Okay.
He didn't add the caveat of a World Cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So first FIFA across all. Okay.
5 for 10 or 3.4.
And with Sam, it's cutters, it's quicker ones.
Friend of the show.
It is friend of the show. It's arm action stuff.
Was he on the show when India won the Gabba?
Yeah,
he was.
He was on that show. So a lot of people listen to that show because of that interview.
That's right.
With Sam. It's arm action stuff with him. He's got a slippery little bouncer there too.
He's slippery.
He's slippery.
I think they call him Slippery Sam Curran.
Yeah. Well, it'd be alliteration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shortened up a couple of blokes. Rashid Khan, especially. So he's on you.
First pill.
He's on you quickly.
He's on you.
Yeah.
Slippery Sam Curran. He's on you.
Especially after a couple of beers.
Yep.
I mean, he destroyed Australia in these warm-up games, which isn't saying much these days, given Australia's lucky to qualify for the tournament.
That's right.
But
because they're the host nations, they didn't need to.
5 for 10. What more can you say?
Yeah. Off speed. He's got a great change of pace. He's got good death bowling. Gets it into the wicket as well. Shorten blokes up. I mean, given that he was not necessarily a lock, it wasn't a lock at all for this tournament, let alone to get into the starting 11. And he might be the form bowler. He might be the form bowler in world cricket at the moment. I don't know. I love making big calls. I just say he's the greatest player ever. But he might be the form.
He might be the form bowler of the specific cricket I've been watching for 10 days.
For a left armour.
Yeah, that's right. He sort of bowls in the middle and towards the area.
When you see like 5 for 10, I still in my mind, it's like, okay, well, he's set blokes up. He's back of a length. He's nicked it. He's 2 slips and a gully, a couple of LBs maybe. It's just not how T20 cricket's played. He gets a lot of like these 5th wickets caught at backward point. There's another one on the boundary, shorten blokes up, he bumps. But yeah, it's just it's a classic 5 for dismissal. But the execution of that skill, and he's gone for 10 runs off 22 balls. So you know what? For me, mate, I know this is going against the grain. I think he's good.
I think he's good, and I think, like all players participating in this tournament, that might ladder up into a bit of a payday of his own.
Oh, nice.
At the IPL.
Well,
this is a dress rehearsal, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, of course. This is always, and so he's got a CSK gig, doesn't he? Or he used to have a CSK gig.
I've seen him in CSK gear.
Yeah. Okay.
That's at one point.
He's just a fan. He just bought it from the shop.
That's right.
Bought it from JD Sports.
Yeah. Got some sort of on-field accreditation at times.
Hey, good luck to him. Good luck to him. Let's talk about England's batting chase, Pez. They got the job done. I've got England cruise as the headline. They didn't really cruise. Well, they got off to a nice start with Butler and Hales, although Hales was 3 for 19 in the end. He was dropped twice. He is 6th.
I thought he was tamed by the Afghans. I mean, the wicket mustn't have been great because
15 wickets for 200 and whatever runs, 25 runs.
And for England and the way they bat, particularly given that we anticipate net run rate is going to matter. If you've knocked a team over for 112, good opportunity there to absolutely destroy other teams. They obviously decided, let's get 2 points in the bag, job done. 2 points in a song.
2 points in a song.
That's right, whatever the England song is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Cella Luna.
Yeah. Rural Britannia.
But I mean, when you see Hales go to run a ball, Butler go to run a ball, Livingston go to run a ball, something's in the deck, or the Afghans bowl pretty well.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. I just thought it was interesting that they decided to not really just go for it. I don't know if it was a deck thing or good bowling.
Muhammad Nabi took an absolute screamer to get rid of Milan at short cover there. But apart from that, they did drop a number of chances, and that ground footing was pretty poor across the board, Afghanistan. Actually, that might have been a difference in the game. Who's to say? But I mean, Hales was dropped early. Next ball goes for 6 down the ground. Just these little things. I mean, if you
their fielding's ordinary.
If you're defending 112, you're gonna have to bowl a team out, most likely, in a T20 game, and they missed those opportunities. And that was probably the difference. Do we need to talk about Ben Stokes at all? I mean, England are firing at the moment, but Ben Stokes hasn't scored runs in a minute. He scored 2. He was bowled by Nabi through the gate here, coming down the wicket. Bit of bat pad off stump gear.
I do. I think it's really interesting. I think T20 cricket is moving at such a pace. You look at an example like a lot of Australians who are not paying much attention to T20 cricket are wondering why Steve Smith's in a vest and who the fuck's Tim David, this Singaporean bloke I've never heard of before.
Right.
If you follow T20 cricket, you see that there's really no comparison between them as T20 players. We noted last night that a lot of the famous red ball players in Australia, like Pat Cummins or Steve Smith, for example, definitely struggle to dominate this format, and other players that we've never heard of tend to do really well. And look at England. Stokes hasn't played T20 cricket for the team, for ages, but they wheel him in for the World Cup. Not that he's in a wheelchair, so figuratively speaking.
Open the bowling. They went a wheel burst, don't we?
But seriously, like with the bat, he hasn't really made an impression for a little while. Obviously, he's going to be okay with the ball, but he's kind of like a middling player in that side, and the side instead is driven by people like Alex Hales and Sam Curran and the David Milan nurdling around a little bit and playing with a bit of tempo. It just goes to show that T20 cricket is becoming very specialised, and like, if you're a really good test player, it doesn't necessarily mean, or even ODI player doesn't necessarily mean you can just come in and dominate that format, that you're a level above. Like, I just think it goes to show how the T20 cricket is getting much more specialised now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Even Ben Stokes has probably got a shout to be the best cricketer in the world across all formats.
He's got a shout for it.
It's not his stage to dominate.
So therefore, he'll finish the tournament with 17 wickets and 632
and 101
runs.
off 32 against Australia at the MCG
to knock them out of the World Cup. Yeah. Good luck
I
to
love
him.
Stokesy.
Good luck to him. It's just interesting. But I mean, I'm just sort of picking at maybe little weaknesses. Maybe, though he brings so much to the team anyway. He's like, nah, he's still good.
You can really get it, Stokes.
Yeah. Go on, give me hashtag AskTGC.
Okay, I will. Hashtag AskTGC from Dinakara G Hebar, HEWBBAR. AskTGC. Dinakara says, after such a start to the World Cup defence, and he or she's referring to Australia's result and England's result, what's your prediction on the Australia versus England matchup? And there's 4 question marks after that. Now, look, here's how I'm seeing it. He goes,
here we go. Come on.
England beat us at the last World Cup. They actually destroyed us at the last World Cup.
So much so that Matthew Wade said that it was a real kick up the bum, and they actually changed the way they played after that game.
They just about kicked us up the bum. And then they basically beat us 3 times in a row last week.
Yeah.
England's confident and balanced.
Yes.
We're confused and tired.
That's interesting.
Australia comfortably next Saturday, wouldn't you say?
I'm thinking 7-8 wickets.
Yeah. Or I thought, I think they match up quite well, Australia. I mean, and I think Australia's building quite nicely. I think if you understand T20 cricket, you actually want to lose a lot of games and not make many runs or take many wickets. Until such a time as you need to start doing that.
Yeah. Don't you think it's interesting, mate? I mean, England have an opportunity to knock Australia out of the World Cup.
Yes, they do.
And they are running hot. I think England are, they revolutionised the ODI, the way that sport used to be played before they stopped playing it. They have got injuries deluxe, yet they still have an amazingly balanced squad. The team seems happy. They have got match winners across the board.
Mate, Australia's on the edge of the cliff.
Australia's on the edge of the cliff.
With fingernails holding on.
And I think
after last
that
night,
Australia are going to fucking smash England.
I rock up.
I can't see how England win.
Yeah.
I cannot see a win.
Not for me. Scott Boland, sort of 6 for MCG.
Sometimes we just do it to ourselves, don't we? Clip it up. Look at these fucking idiots. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us here in the Tubs. Hey, it's a big day today. If you're listening on Patreon, you're also going to get side math. If you're watching us on YouTube, that's also going to be there. India, Pakistan, we're at the ground today. We're on the ground today. We've been given some opportunities, so that's pretty cool. So we're outside the ground. We're inside the ground.
We'll let you know where to.
Yeah.
If you're in Melbourne, we'll let you know what stats you're at.
Come and have a chat and get yourself on the internet. See you guys later. Have a good day.